again, we're back with our series on P1A visa drafting for internationally recognized athletes. And right now we're on the first part of the petition, which is the title of the athlete, which is a straightforward thing, but there's also something to think about here. In our practice, anytime we're doing a P1A petition, the title of the athlete is going to start with world class. And as I'm saying this, I might even tinker with changing it to internationally recognized sport and then athlete. So it would be world-class boxer or internationally recognized bull rider or internationally recognized swimmer, something like that. And the reason that we do that is to set the tone for the petition and then have it in the actual form itself, because not only does this title go on the support letter that's included with the petition, but it also goes on Form I-129, which is the official form USCIS uses to process the petition. So if you put internationally recognized athlete there or world-class athlete, it already sets the tone that this person is eligible for the P1A. Now, here's the nuance part. There is a strategic side to making the sport broader rather than specific in certain sports. Say, for example, one where it's straightforward where you wouldn't do this is a basketball player. So you could say world-class basketball player, but technically there's 5-on-5 basketball and there's 3-on-3 basketball. But it's likely that the athlete has, both of those. Even if they're competing in 3-on-3 basketball, they might have accolades that they've done under 5-on-5 basketball. But typically, if you have a basketball player, world-class basketball player or internationally recognized basketball player would be it. But there's other sports where it's more blurry and it can be, played around with more on what title that you use. And we can look at rodeo and we'll look at combat sports. So in both of these sports, rodeo, there's subsections of what you can compete in. You compete in barrel racing, you can do roping, you can do bull riding, you can do, other things, like even paint horse, stuff like that. Now in combat sports, it's not, it's not just mixed martial arts. There's also sambo, jujitsu, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, and the list kind of goes on. And it's like even there's bare knuckle boxing. They're always coming up with new ways of presenting combat sports by changing the rules. And we can use that to our advantage. Say, for example, if you are looking to get into MMA, but you only have 2 professional fights, what I'll do is I'll ask that athlete, well, okay, do you have anything in combat sambo? Do you have anything in jujitsu or kickboxing that may have an international ranking or awards that you don't have in MMA? Why? Because we don't call our mixed martial arts fighters world-class mixed martial arts fighters. We call them world-class martial artists. That way, all of the combat sports, or, we can even say world-class combat sports athlete. That way, all of the accomplishments they have in the subsections of sports within combat sports that they compete in can be included when we get to the eligibility portion of the petition. So I'm going to say it again. When you make the title of the athlete more broad in certain sports, you can bring in all of the accomplishments of the subsections of sports they compete in into the eligibility part of the petition. And that's how we get maybe a fighter that has 1 MMA fight internationally recognized with a P1 to compete professionally as an MMA fighter, because we get them qualified as a combat sports athlete or a world-class martial artist as a whole.